This is 7's Afternoon News with Chris Reason.
Good afternoon. A surf lifesaver has been attacked by a shark at a New South Wales beach. He's undergoing surgery this afternoon. We'll be live to the hospital in just a moment. The federal government has today been given recommendations for new citizenship laws to combat terrorism. We'll bring you the details. More harrowing scenes from Europe's migrant crisis as hundreds of people try to get on board a train they thought was heading to Germany. And did Jared Hayne do enough in this afternoon's American football game to secure his place with San Francisco? Jim.
Rizzo, thank you. In sport, Jeff Tuvey gets set for a possible farewell to Manly in the NRL. Stevie Johnson prepares to say goodbye at Geelong against Adelaide, plus the Socceroos, and two Aussies put on a show to remember at the US Open. Angie.
And on the weather front, it's been an unsettled end to the working week for most capitals. Conditions should improve in time for your weekend, though. More detail in 10 minutes.
First up, though, to breaking news. And a man has been mauled by a shark on the New South Wales mid-north coast. It happened around lunchtime at Blackhead Beach near Foster, about 4 hours north of Sydney. Live to Jessica Dietrich at Newcastle's John Hunter Hospital. Jess, how is the victim doing? All right, Jess Dietrich live there in Newcastle. Thank you. New laws that would allow the federal government to strip terror suspects of their citizenship could be in Parliament next week. A cross-party committee's handed down its recommendations and says if people disrespect their Australian allegiance, they should be penalised. Hungary's Prime Minister has blamed Germany for the chaos that erupted at a Budapest station overnight, where hundreds of desperate refugees fought to get on board a train. He says his country is upholding European law by not allowing people to leave without proper registration papers. Nearly all of them refuse to register as they try to get to Germany, which is offering to take in 800,000 asylum seekers. The father of Little Ireland, the boy who's come to symbolise Europe's migrant crisis, has told how his son died. Again, we warn you that we're about to show you pictures of Ireland's lifeless body. His brother and mother also died while trying to make it from Turkey's Bodrum Peninsula to the Greek island of Kos. Now let's get a check of the forecast on this Friday evening. Angie Asimus joins us. Angie, how's the start of the weekend looking?
Well, Chris, tomorrow should be warmer and deliver some generous sunny breaks as well. Today, though, is a bit unsettled along the coast with patchy cloud and showers developing. That didn't stop crowds from enjoying opening day at the Royal Adelaide Show. Despite the skies looking a little gloomy there, Adelaide, conditions are going to deteriorate in the afternoon as a cold front moves over. Perth is looking very pleasant in comparison with fine conditions and 18 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast is coming up a little later, Chris.
We will talk then. Thank you, Angie. Well, next in 7's 4 o'clock news, an arrest after the mysterious death of an elderly woman. Also, air crash investigators released their verdict on aircraft wreckage. Was it from MH370? Plus, the government official jailed for claiming to be doing God's work.
This is 7's Afternoon News with Chris Reason.
If you've just joined us, good afternoon. These are our top stories on 7. A 65-year-old surf lifesaver has been attacked by a shark on the New South Wales mid-north coast. He was knocked off his surf ski by a shark. He is in hospital undergoing surgery for a bite to his ankle. New laws to strip terror suspects of their citizenship could be before Parliament next week after recommendations to the government today. Hungary's Prime Minister says his country is upholding the law by stopping asylum seekers from leaving without official papers. And in sport with Jim Wilson, the Socceroos show off their firepower in the World Cup qualifier. And in breaking news, there's an unfolding tragedy near Newcastle, north of Sydney. 2 bodies have reportedly washed ashore at Stockton Beach. Emergency crews are converging on the scene. It's believed authorities have been searching for an 8-metre yacht that had failed to return to Newcastle Harbour. More details in the news at 6 o'clock. And in breaking news out of North Queensland, where a bushfire has reportedly damaged at least one home, there are fears for neighbouring properties with an advice alert in place for blue water near Townsville. Authorities say the fire is heading fast north. Drivers are urged to slow down as a large smoke haze is blanketing the Bruce Highway. Time now for sport with Jim Wilson, and plenty to play for in the AFL and NRL, Jim.
Yeah, certainly the makeup of the eight is going to be intriguing, Rizzo, over this last weekend of the home and away season for both the AFL and also in rugby league. Let's start with tennis, though. Bernard Tomic has ended the US Open career of his tennis idol Leighton Hewitt. Australia has beaten England by 59 runs in the first one-day international in Southampton. Matt Wade made 71 from 50 balls, and David Warner pitched in with a half-century to help the Aussies reach 6 for 305. Shane Watson's run of bad luck continued when he was run out. All of the Aussie bowlers took at least one wicket. Tell you what, Rizzo, Jared Hayne is a great story. Don't forget the monster Jesse Williams, who's been battling cancer. He's not out of the woods with that yet. He's on the cusp for Seattle. So it's exciting times for our Aussies in the NFL.
Good stuff, Jim. Many, many thanks.
Okay.
Up next, the picture's making a big hit online today. But first, here's what's coming up in your local 7 News at 6. Angie Asimus joins us with the forecast now. Hi, Angie. Despite the El Nino, there have been more spring showers along the coast today.
Chris, good afternoon. Yes, a high is pushing some instability over South Australia and up into New South Wales, and that's produced decent falls in the Adelaide Hills with 31 millimetres there. Sydney also picked up some good rain this morning with about 20 mils in the gauge. Now, things are definitely looking up this afternoon, though. Sydney, no sign of that earlier cloud cover. We have 17 degrees now under mostly blue skies. Melbourne, partly cloudy for you and a fairly cool 12 degrees. Adelaide, pretty grey, but conditions are at least calm. Even without that wind chill factor, though, it still feels closer to 9 degrees. Hobart, there are showers developing this evening. The temperature is sitting on 14, but feels more like 7. On the satellite, there's plenty of patchy cloud along the east coast and a touch over southwest WA as well. And that's formed ahead of a cold front, which is approaching Western Australia. Now, the remaining parts of the country, mostly inland, are clear under the ridge of high pressure here. Those conditions will continue as we head into the weekend. Saturday is looking like the pick if you're planning anything outdoors. Perth is expecting just a possible shower with a top of 19. It'll be fine in Adelaide with 18 for a maximum. An overcast day for Melbourne. Hobart can look forward to showers clearing with a cool 12 degrees. Canberra, another foggy morning. It should be a nice afternoon though with a top of 17. Brisbane, warm and any showers will be isolated. That is the latest weather. More at 6 o'clock, Chris.
Good stuff. Thanks, Ange. That's the afternoon news for this Friday. Our next bulletin is at 6 o'clock. I'm Chris Reason. Thanks for joining us this week. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.